This is the reason that parlays don't work and why you should just stop doing them. Casinos make over 85% of their money in sports gambling off of people placing parlays. Straight bets pay out 10 times more money than a parlay ever will, and this is why. Let's say that you're placing a bet, and for simplicity, we're going to use all minus 110 lines on NFL games. Four teams for $100 pays out $1,328.33. Now, what I want you to notice is that if you go into your parlay and then you're placing an individual bet, all a parlay is that you take the money from your first individual bet and then you take all of the winnings, including the money you'd put in, and then you double down on a second bet. And then if the second bet hits, you take all of the winnings from the first two bets and you double down on a third bet. So on and so forth. So what a parlay really does is it locks you into the second, third, and fourth bet that you might not even want to be placing yourself. So what you should do is just place individual straight bets. After your first bet hits, you then get to decide if you even want to play the second bet. So on and so forth with the third and fourth bet. But the reason that parlays make so much money is because it's literally the casino handicapping you and keeping all of your money and forcing you to keep gambling. Put $100 on every, so I put $100 on the first straight bet, and then I took the winnings of the entire first straight bet, which is $191. Put all of that into the second bet, took the full winnings from that. Same thing with the third bet, and then with the fourth as well. And you'll see that my payout is the exact same as the parlay was at $1,300, $1,328.33. So there is absolutely no advantage of ever placing a parlay. Placing a parlay is basically just giving your money away. You should be placing straight bets and then just doubling down on them because that's all that a parlay is. But this way, you get to pull your money out whenever you decide that you're done. The Lakers getting rid of D'Angelo Russell was a terrible move. In return for D'Angelo Russell, they got Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. So are you telling me that Shake Milton is going to come to the Los Angeles Lakers and be the starting point guard? Because I hope not. I hope that's not what you're saying. And Dorian Finney-Smith, I don't even know where he fits in on the Lakers. Is that just a bench piece? Is he a guy that they think is going to be 3 and D? Why would you go after Dorian Finney-Smith? D'Angelo Russell was a valuable piece to the Lakers, and the only reason that he didn't stay is because social media literally ruined his career. For some reason, playing under the shadow of LeBron James made people go after D'Angelo Russell relentlessly, just 24/7. Even when he would have great games, it would be one bad highlight and they would just blow it up and make it a huge deal. D'Lo was never the problem for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers are going to continue to struggle, but now they're going to be able to continue to struggle without a true ball handler on the team. This is going to force LeBron to bring the ball up the court, and then he's going to be responsible for not only getting the team into the offense, but a lot of times scoring the ball too. It's just going to make the Lakers worse, and it's going to put a huge burden on LeBron James. The Bengals still have virtually zero playoff chance. The Bengals need 3 games to go their way this last week in order for them to make the playoffs. The Bengals have to beat the Steelers, the Chiefs have to beat the Broncos, and the Miami Dolphins need to lose. That's 3 events that need to happen for the Bengals to get into the playoffs. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. It's just too late. No matter how good the Bengals are, no matter how well we're playing, which is fantastic right now, it's too late in the season for the Bengals to get into the playoffs. We're chasing from behind on a hope and a prayer. And even though we're closer and the Broncos game is huge, our odds of making the playoffs are still virtually none. It's just too late. People keep trying to say that Joe Burrow could be the MVP of the league. People keep trying to say that Joe Burrow could be the MVP of the league. And my question is how? How? The Bengals are 8-8. We lost the first 4 games of the season. Joe Burrow was playing quarterback when we lost those first 4 games of the season. How would he ever be the MVP? The defense gets slandered, but the defense has been standing up on their tippy toes, playing great football, holding the other team in the first half mainly, holding them to low scores. The real issue with the Bengals is that the Bengals offense gets into the red zone and they can't execute. They love to kick field goals and recently, as you saw the other day, or just go for it on 4th down and not convert. So telling me that Joe Burrow is the MVP is disrespectful to teams that are actually winning, like the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is the clear MVP. When Lamar Jackson went head to head with Joe Burrow, he blew him out of the water. There was no conversation after that game about Joe Burrow being the MVP. It was all spotlight on Lamar Jackson. Twice, not once, but twice. Lamar Jackson showed Joe Burrow that he couldn't even hold his jockstrap. So don't come to me at the end of the year and tell me that the 8-8 Bengals now have the MVP of the league. How could Joe Burrow be the MVP of the league at 8-8 and he's the only player on the team that touches the ball every single play? Joe Burrow touches the ball every single play. So when the offense doesn't score, when the offense doesn't execute in the red zone, that's Joe Burrow's fault. When the defense has to get right back on the field because the offense had a 3 and out, now the defense is dog tired and they give up a deep bomb, that's Joe Burrow's fault. People don't understand that about football. He is the game manager and he touches the ball every single play of the game. So when the defense struggles, that's Joe Burrow's fault. He should have kept them off the field longer. Jonathan Kuminga is not the piece that the Golden State Warriors need. Kuminga has a great game. He's a freak athlete and he can score the ball. And I'll give you this. He's getting way better and he's improving day by day, but he's not the piece that the Warriors need for a win now championship. He has too much time to grow and develop, and this is his fourth year in the league. So it's not like he's a hidden gem. He's been that same guy for 4 years. The Warriors need to make a move and they need to get rid of Kuminga. They need to get rid of Podziemski. They need to get rid of Dennis Schroeder and probably a few other pieces and draft picks as well to bring in a true star to Golden State. At this point, it looks like Jimmy Butler is not going to be traded anymore. Good news is I don't think that Jimmy Butler was the right piece for the Warriors. But the Warriors could go after Vucevic. If they're able to go after Vucevic on the Bulls or even Zach LaVine or both, then they could win the NBA championship. Steph Curry is playing MVP level basketball right now, but the only problem is that he's doing it all out on an island. He has no teammates that are helping him. He has some teammates that are helping him, but for the most part, it's Chef Curry, let him cook. Buddy Hield needs to be more consistent. Trace Jackson Davis has to own that starting role, and Draymond has to keep being a team leader and holding guys accountable. That's the biggest piece, is to hold other guys accountable. Who's the best wide receiver two in the league? I think that the top three guys are T. Higgins, Puka Nakua, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Now, what I'll say is that nobody has done what JSN has done. So when you tell me about the best number two receiver in the league, I think it's clear that it's Jackson Smith and Jigba. T. Higgins is too injury prone. He's not on the field enough to be what they call the best number two in the league. And Puka Nakua, he's a one-hit wonder. You can say all you want. He can have a great year this year. He can have a great year last year. He's getting lucky. And he's getting the ball forced to him. So it's like stat padding Puka Nakua doesn't impress me. What Jackson Smith and Jigba is doing, alongside Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, is crazy. He's taking over the Seahawks. He's putting up stats that we haven't seen in years. And he's making Geno Smith look like a franchise quarterback. When the Seahawks get in the playoffs and they make that dangerous run, it's only going to be because of one man with 3 letters, JSN.